Three real cults you won't believe existed. You've heard of cults like Jonestown and Heaven's Gate, but here are three you might not know about, each more disturbing than the last. First up, the Ant Hill Kids. In the 1970s, a man named Roch Thériault convinced a group of followers that he was a prophet sent by God. They moved to a remote commune in Canada, where Thériault promised them a utopian life. Instead, he became a violent dictator. He controlled every aspect of their lives, forcing members into hard labor, abusing them regularly, and even amputating their fingers or limbs as punishments or spiritual tests. He also had multiple wives within the cult and fathered over 20 children, many of whom were also abused. Thériault even performed gruesome surgeries on followers, removing organs or pulling out teeth with no medical training. Authorities finally stepped in when one woman managed to escape and report him. In 1989, he was arrested and later sentenced to life in prison. Even after his conviction, some members still believed he was divine. Next, Aum Shinrikyo, a Japanese doomsday cult that started in the 1980s. Its leader, Shoko Asahara, was a partially blind yoga instructor who claimed he was the reincarnation of both Jesus and Buddha. He mixed religious teachings with science fiction, telling followers that a nuclear apocalypse was coming and that only his cult could survive it. At first, Aum Shinrikyo attracted wealthy and highly educated members, including scientists and engineers, who helped build a sophisticated chemical weapons program. The cult experimented with nerve agents on animals and even tried to release anthrax in Tokyo. But their most infamous attack came in 1995 when they released sarin gas in the Tokyo subway during rush hour, killing 13 people and injuring over 5,000. Authorities raided their compounds and found stockpiles of deadly chemicals and weapons. Asahara and several cult leaders were executed, but some members rebranded under a new name and still operate in Japan today. Finally, the Movement for the Restoration of the Ten Commandments, a Ugandan cult that took religious extremism to a horrifying level. Founded in the late 1980s, it was led by former Catholic leaders who claimed to have received visions from the Virgin Mary. They preached strict adherence to the Ten Commandments, banning talking, sex, and even soap, saying it led to sin. But their main belief was that the world would end on January 1st.